My name is Dr. Joanna Kujawa, Joanna for you, and I would like to welcome you to today's event. Today I would like us to share meditation on manifesting the lost goddess. Now, why would I like to do this? First of all, in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks actually, I'm going to lead a very similar workshop in an event in Byron Bay, and I'm very excited about it. It is an event for the Unity Earth. It's called Healing Fields, and there I will be giving a workshop on manifesting the lost goddess. However, as you know, I'm very interested in and passionate about talking about the goddesses, especially the lineage of goddesses coming from Inanna, Ishtar, Isis, Mary Magdalene. But also, I wrote this little workbook, which is a journaling workbook, which is devoted to meditation, information, and also journaling, structured journaling on Gnostic goddess Sophia and Mary Magdalene, because they have quite a bit in common. And just as I was preparing for this workshop, somebody contacted me and asked me if I could say something more about this workbook, because I don't want to make it promotional and I want us to focus on the meditation, which will shortly follow. However, because I got questions about it, then I'll address these questions and then we move on to our meditation. So this workbook has a few parts. The first part basically explains who is Sophia, who is Mary Magdalene, who are Gnostics, in few pages only. Then we have structured journaling. So for example, we have a question in which I'm asking you to just very spontaneously to answer the questions. This is not an exam. This is basically about listening to your inner self and trying to answer the questions that make sense to you, and you don't have to share this with anyone. And then you have like a few pages of empty lines. As you see, I already fill in some of the pages. And then you have a next question and so on. And I have about 12 questions. So this is a very small workbook. It is also available on Kindle, or you can get a PDF from my website, which is probably cheaper. But the reason why I like this little workbook, it is because, you know, it has already pages, lined up pages, and so on. So this is available on Amazon.com. A PDF version is available from my website, or you can get it on Kindle. But this is kind of an extended version in this little paperback. But as you see, it's a tiny book, so I don't want to deceive you. It is just really an exercise book with some information about the Gnostics, about the goddess Sophia, and structured journaling. So why I wanted to talk about the lost goddess and also use the example of Sophia for that reason? Well, because I think that for me, the lost goddess, and Sophia especially, is a very good example of the forgotten possibility in our being. It seems to me that most of us, if not everyone, but most of us basically have a sense that we are more than we actually experience at the moment, that we are somehow lost in the necessary but mundane aspects of our lives, and very often they preoccupy us so much that we forget the true beingness and our true greatness. And Goddess Sophia really very well symbolizes that. Why is that? Because, for example, mythologically, she basically represents or even philosophically, she represents this higher wisdom, which has different names in different philosophies. So, for example, in Christianity, it would be called intellection. In Hinduism, she would be called the Buddhi, you know, the higher mind that is high above the rational mind. In kind of New Age parlance, she would be called the intuition. And in Gnostic terminology, which is the esoteric tradition of the West, which could be argued that it's not only a Christian tradition, but also goes as early as the ancient Egypt, then she would be called Nous. but these are this kind of philosophical subtleties, and I don't want us to focus on them. Mythologically, goddess Sophia basically represents something really interesting for us, and I believe that she really represents human species. And why is that? It is because in her exploration of life, in her enjoyment of life, she basically forgets who she is. And in mythological terms, Gnostics used to say that she actually starts to prostitute herself. But I don't think they meant it literally. I think that they meant that she basically forgot so much about who she was, her own greatness, her own divinity, the fact that she's this divine wisdom, that she's intellection, that she's intuition, that she's the higher knowing, that she's just so lost in her present life that she doesn't even remember her own greatness, which is a form of prostitution, because she believes that she's less than she actually is. And I think that this is pretty much a human condition nowadays. So let me look at some other example of goddesses and what kind of symbolism they bring with themselves. So if you watch my previous video, you would know that I focus on the Sumerian goddesses and ancient Egyptian goddesses. And I was saying, and I'm just going to recount very quickly, that they usually come with two symbols. One symbol is the serpent. And quite interestingly, the serpent, especially in a vertical position or upright serpent, represents, in my opinion, represents the awakened Kundalini energy, or what is called in Hinduism Shakti Kundalini energy, which means a fulfilled potential. So she also comes represented with the Tree of Life. So what does the Tree of Life represent mythologically? Tree of Life represents the vortex or axis between spiritual and physical life. So she somehow has this access to both spiritual and physical, and she can move us between these different dimensions. So this is a very powerful image. In Sumerian images, she is also represented extending her hand towards humanity and offering the fruit of life. So because I am preparing for this workshop in Byron Bay, I was also looking into Australian Aboriginal traditions. And I was completely delighted to read about the dreaming, you know, the Australian Aboriginal dreaming traditions, that one of the deities is called Rainbow Serpent. And I was delighted to see that Rainbow Serpent is a she. She's also the primal feminine deity. And I'm quoting more or less from memory right now. And the dreaming says, as Rainbow Serpent woke up from her slumber, and we're also kind of in a slumber now in our lives, she called out to the turtles, wake up. She called out to the trees, wake up. She called out to the land, wake up. And I think she's also calling out to us to wake up, to see the true greatness and beauty of our own being. So, because if we don't wake up from that, the Gnostics would say that we are walking like we are walking around our lives like the walking dead, so to speak. And Carl Jung also discussed it in his red book, which was his Gnostic work. So I'm heavily drawing on Gnosticism, but I also want to connect somehow with some of the indigenous and Aboriginal traditions as I'm preparing for this workshop. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to change the narratives of our lives. Because first of all, when we look at the narratives of goddesses, it is the lost narratives. Perhaps the goddesses are not lost, but the narratives of the goddesses are lost. Why are they lost? We are not going to argue about it here. We are not here to blame anybody. But the truth is that our spiritual narratives do not include the goddess now. They do not include the lineage of goddesses, or perhaps, as I argue in my other talk, one and the same goddess that reincarnates herself in this or that form. and that our lives are completely out of balance. And this goddess actually represents the higher part of ourselves, our higher self, our divinity, our higher wisdom, just like the Gnostic Sophia. And she wants to wake us up to remembering who we really are. That's why, like the rainbow serpent of the Aboriginal Australian dreaming, she says, wake up, wake up, wake up. So I would like to now, after this short introduction, to conduct a brief meditation. We are going to change the mood a little bit. I would like you to put your both feet firmly on the ground, so you can connect with Mother Earth if possible. So readjust yourself, relax your shoulders a little bit, your neck. Breathe in deeply, breathe out. It is good to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. If you can, and if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Close your eyes and keep breathing. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Readjust your feet again so they're both firmly on the ground. And I want you to look deeply into your being. As you are breathing and relaxing, there is no judgment. All answers are good, because you're connecting with your inner Sophia, with your rainbow serpent, with the goddess, and are asking her a few simple but fundamental questions. Keep your eyes closed if you can, and keep breathing. And now, I would like you to ask yourself, or your goddess, a few questions. And one of them is, what is the forgotten possibility in your life? That capital P possibility. The one that is so deeply buried under the shoots of our lives, under the unexpected turns of our lives, under our daily responsibilities. What is this great possibility that wants to be uncovered in you, that you know, but you temporarily forgotten it? Breathe. What is it? I'll give you a moment. You can envision it, but you can also just feel it. Because like the serpent, like Shakti Kundalini, she often comes as a feeling. And I'll share something with you what my spiritual teacher told me. She may show up in different parts of your body. So as you keep breathing, with your eyes closed, with your feet firmly on the ground, check whether you have a feeling of a high possibility of yourself in your solar plexus area, around your navel. Is there some blockage there? If it is, that's okay. Just notice. If not, move to your heart. Is there blockage in your heart? That may suggest some longing after that possibility. Keep breathing. Keep relaxing. Now check your throat area. Is there blockage there? Sometimes it may feel like a brick in your throat. It might suggest that you're not even allowing yourself to talk about it, about that possibility. It is so repressed. Or perhaps it is in your third eye area, between your eyebrows. Some dull feeling. Because we don't even think about it anymore. Just check it. It's important to know. Where is this possibility? Where is it hiding? Keep your eyes closed. Keep breathing. Keep your both feet firmly on the ground and just check. If it doesn't work for you, you can ask, in which part of my life is this possibility repressed? Is it in my personal life that she's hiding? Breathe. My professional life? My creative life? Feel it. Or perhaps it's my spiritual life. Where is she? As you are breathing and you are looking for her, as you are looking at that possibility of yourself, this higher version of yourself that you know you have, but somehow do not experience at the moment in your life. And as you go more and more inwards, you may sometimes feel a small tingling along your spine. That's very good. That's the serpent. That's the Kundalini Shakti. It may also feel like a small spinning movement. Feeling a little bit spaced out. That's good. But if not, that's also good. There is no judgment. She will show up herself to you any way she wants. Breathe. Keep your both feet firmly on the ground. Your hands open, relaxed on your lap. Your eyes closed. And call upon her. Breathe. If you want to watch the replay of this video, then you can stop here and take notes and do the journaling. There is no judgment. It's not a test. Shakti Kundalini, Sophia, Rainbow Serpent will show up to you. Just be patient. Just pay attention how you feel. She may come as a feeling. She may come as a vision, as a sensation. And now, I would like you to ask that possibility another question. How would your life be? How would your life feel? Who would you be if you allowed that possibility in your life? How would it feel? What would you do? Not what would you have, although it is okay to have things and enjoy them. But the goddess is about beingness, that we forgot. Keep breathing. Feel it. Yes. Yes. How would it feel to have this possibility of you? Beautiful, beautiful, powerful, creative, spiritually empowered you. How would it feel? Again, you can check whether that feeling comes in the same part of your body. Navel, heart, throat, third eye, or just one particular area of our lives. Personal, professional, creative, or spiritual. Don't judge it. It's okay. Now, there's another indigenous story from North America about grandmother spider. And she's both the weaver and the net, because she represents interconnectivity. So you're not alone. You're always the part of a bigger, much bigger cosmos. So do not feel guilty about fulfilling that possibility of yourself. Because the more you fulfill that possibility of yourself, the more you help the grandmother spider the more you help the net of the entire cosmos, of the entire universe. As you grow, the universe grows. As you evolve, the universe evolves. So do not ever feel guilty about uncovering that highest possibility for yourself. So my last question for you is, what would be your contribution to the world, to life around you, if you choose to fulfill that possibility? What would it be? Because it would be beautiful. Just imagine it. You can really, really let your imagination now go. Imagine that possibility fulfilled. For the benefit of all life. Breathe. And you have the time, I would encourage you to take some notes. Don't show them to anyone, just for yourself. And allow yourself to dream that possibility. Because all ancient traditions are telling us, that if you take one step towards that possibility will take 10,000 big steps towards you. So dream it. And if you have a small inkling, you can ask yourself, what small action I could take today? Yeah, why not? What small action I could take this week? What small action I could take this month to embrace that possibility of glorious, fulfilled, beautiful, creatively magnificent, spiritually evolved me, because you are beautiful. And remember, esoteric traditions, which I love, do not want us to block that possibility. They don't want us to feel guilty about that possibility. They want us to be that possibility. Remember that goddess extending her hand with awakening Kundalini energy, the upward snake, serpent, with a tree of life, extending the fruit of that possibility to humanity. Her narrative was silenced, but she is there. She still keeps her hand extended towards you. Yeah. Take that fruit. That's your higher possibility. Live it. Live it. One small step. She will take 10,000 steps towards you. Take a long breath. Feel your hands. Feel your both feet firmly on the ground. You need to be grounded now. Feel that power coming from the mother. Remember, Mother Earth is also entity. She's a conscious entity. Draw energy from her. She is your friend. Honor her. Say, ground me, Mother. Lead me towards that possibility. Help me grow like a magnificent tree. And I will honor you. I will honor the entire cosmos and angels who smile with me. Take another breath. Open your eyes and walk that path. Walk that path in grace. Thank you. And if you would like to do more of exercises and learn more about the goddess, you can either sign up to my YouTube channel, Dr. Joanna Kujawa. You can do the journaling through my book. You may sign up to my Goddess News blog if you want to. There's no obligation. That's not why I'm doing this. Or you can have a private consultation with me. Or we can meet on Facebook again. Doesn't matter. Just walk that path. Be that possibility. Thank you.